Let's talk about this Anker Qi2 power bank for the iPhone or any other Qi2 device. This is an Apple exclusive power bank that's only sold at the stores or online. And this thing has a couple of things that I found very interesting. So I was like, let me go out, get it, try it out, and then let you guys know what I honestly think about this thing. So starting off with the design, this reminds me a lot of the Apple MagSafe power bank. However, that one did get discontinued, and we don't have one with USB-C, so you kind of have to branch out and get yourself a USB-C third-party one if that's what you're looking for. This thing here is in the white color. They also have a light blue sky color as well. I wish they had a black one, that would have been nice, but this one is okay as well. The thing here is that it's slimmer than you would find on the Lightning Apple power bank. However, it is a bit wider and taller than the Apple one. This thing is Qi2, while the Apple one would be only MagSafe. So this is better, especially if you plan on having other Qi2 devices in the future. This will be able to supply at 15 watts of power to those devices. For MagSafe, you must have a MagSafe enabled device to get that 15 watts. So it's pretty nice that the 15 watts are here. However, when it comes to charging capabilities is where it's kind of iffy here. So when I first got this thing, I put it on the back of the phone after it was charged, and I can tell you that for about 10% battery, it took about 18 minutes. That is not extremely fast, and I don't think it's fast enough. The second set of 10% is where it got very interesting. It took me even longer. It took me 24 minutes to get 10%. And then the third 10% took over 30 minutes. And I noticed this started happening when this power bank and the surface of the phone got warmer, which is normal. This happens, especially it has some throttling where it's gonna start slowing down the speeds. However, what I did also notice is that in the battery history in your iPhone, you can go and see how the charging levels change depending if it's charging or discharging. Well, what's interesting here is that I even got an alert that this thing is not charging fast. So it's considering it a slow charger, but it doesn't consider a slow charger when you first start using it. So what it seems like is that it's using the 15 watts of power that it shows as on the site, on the box. However, you don't get that for the entire duration. And what I'm thinking here is, I don't ever see that on any other Anker power bank. So what's wrong with this one? Why is this sold in the Apple stores if it wasn't tested, or maybe it was tested, I don't know. But my conditions are pretty simple as well. I have an iPhone that has no case, so I have it on the back of the phone. There's no additional interference, because sometimes the cases may cause some additional interference, meaning that you won't get the best possible charge depending on that thickness, even though if it's MagSafe or Qi2 compatible. So I said, let's try just with the phone to see if there's any changes. And it's the exact same. You get a little bit less power after the initial 10%, which I think is not a big deal, but it's a big deal when you need it for fast charging when your battery is almost completely dead. If you already have battery on your phone and you just want something to supply a little bit of extra battery throughout the day, then this will definitely work out. Even though it starts throttling, you're gonna have that extra battery pack that you can use to charge up your device. However, if your phone is completely dead and you want it to quickly charge up, so you take it with you when you leave the home, that's a problem, because you're gonna get that initial boost in the beginning, but then it's gonna slow down, and then you're gonna be really annoyed by the fact that it's charging so slow. You either take it off, wait for both devices, the power bank and the phone, to cool down, and then you put it back on. So it is kind of interesting why this happens. I haven't had it anywhere else on any other power bank, even Belkin ones, not only the Anker ones. So it's very weird why it's happening to this one. But you know, I see other people are also having similar issues with this Apple exclusive power bank. And I really hope that, you know, Anker is really looking into this to see what's really going on. The other thing I want to mention here is the actual functionality. So you do have a USB-C port on the bottom, so it's going to quickly recharge if you use a bigger power supply. And they give you this nice braided cable, kind of looks like an Apple cable, to be honest. It's nice gray braided cable with nice ends to it. It's an Anker cable, so that's a bonus because you're getting an Anker power bank. But then the other thing is here, you don't have to magnetically attach it to your device. And I noticed I'm getting a lot quicker speeds when I use the cables directly in the power bank to the phone. And that's supposed to be that way. But I feel like if you had this and you're really in a rush, maybe you should also carry this little short cable with you. That way you can use the max potential from this power bank and not rely on wireless charging. That's another thing here that will really help out. But the fact that it's almost half the thickness of the Apple Lightning one is something that I really like. And the other thing is the Anker one that's also relatively similar to this one, but of course more milliamps, is the one with the kickstand. And for that one, the kickstand kind of takes a lot of space. The battery is bulkier, so you're kind of dealing here with a bigger footprint on the back of your phone. This one is so slim. Like, I wish you could really tell how slim it is. You know, I'm gonna put it side by side here, and you can see they are really slim together. And this power bank is something that fits perfect in your pocket. There's no kickstand, so that's not bulging out, and it just fits really nicely on the back of the phone. And for example, on the 16 Pro Max, I still have space above because this is a longer phone compared to other phones. But on the other ones I see online, the battery fits perfectly within the back glass and it doesn't interfere with the camera at the top. So that is a nice thing here. You do have indicators on the side that show you when it's charging, and then it also shows you your battery percentages. You have those 4 dots and then your initial dot in the very beginning. And the other thing here is that you don't have the software communication that you would find on an Apple exclusive one. So even though this is sold in the Apple stores, don't expect to know it from the actual iOS software. You're gonna have to rely on those dots on the side, which I wish they could have made some type of integration, but I don't know if Apple's ever gonna extend that over to third-party products. Even though they extended to third-party Bluetooth products, you can see the battery levels. I don't know when this is gonna happen here. If you know of a device like a power bank that works that way where it shows in iOS, I would really look forward to reviewing that one as well. For this one, I think the fact that it's a quick little recharge for your device, it works in the best way for that. And the other thing is it's very similar to the Apple one because of the fact that the Apple one was never intended to kind of recharge your phone completely. It, of course, never took enough power from that power bank to recharge the entire phone. It was more of kind of like a supplement to your battery that's already in your phone throughout the day. And this being 5,000 milliamps is kind of the exact same way. You're gonna lose a lot of charge through the inefficiency of wireless charging. So iPhone 16 Pro Max is less than 5,000 milliamps, but that does not mean you're gonna get a 0 to 100% charge from a single fully powered power bank. That's not how it works. And of course, the heat is always going to ruin some of that efficiency. You always want to make sure that the magnets on the power bank are good, especially when you're taking this in and out of your pocket. You don't want this just flying on the floor every single time. I've noticed that even with the phone bare like this, and the device is pretty slippery on the back, the magnets are pretty strong on the top. However, the alignment magnet seems to be a little less strong than I would expect from Anker. So this thing is very interesting. So the top portion will stay, but the moment you kind of push the bottom portion, it just slides right off. And I'm comparing it to the Apple one, but that one has a more silicone texture on the inside. Even though this one seems like there's like a plastic texture with some type of material, it's not as grippy as the one you find on the Apple battery pack. Maybe if you had a case, the material of a case would kind of help with the friction so it will stay better on the actual device. But when you're using it just like this, bare with no case, the bottom one won't be as strong, but the top one will be enough where it stays put, it just won't stay perfectly aligned. The last thing I want to mention is the button on the side. You can use this to show the indicators on the side if they're in sleep mode, and you can also power it off using this button by holding it. You don't even have to press any buttons when this power bank is attached to your phone. As soon as you place it on the iPhone, it automatically magnetically attaches and it powers up the power bank. So no need to rely on that little power button. It's sometimes hard to press that button. So the fact that it automatically turns on with the magnetic connectivity, that's a good kudos to Anker on this one. I do like the fact that you can use the MagSafe magnets on the back to attach to the phones and other Qi2 devices, and the fact that you can also use the USB-C port, not just for charging the power bank, but for charging other devices. And I think that it works for what it does. I just wish that the 15 watts of power was described accurately on the description of this product, because it doesn't seem to perform to what I expect it to perform with. Maybe they're gonna come out with a solution to this power bank. It won't be there for long, I don't know. Let's see how it goes. But for now, that's my initial thoughts here for this power bank and what needs to be changed for this one. So if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Zanif Tech is out.